Okay. What about a juxtamedullary? It is long Henle's loop and extends up to the depth of a medulla, right? And vas recta is presented in juxtamedullary. So, what is the majorly nephrons are cortical nephrons. Next, urine formation, physiology of the kidneys. Urine formation takes place. So, what is the function of the kidneys? So, function of the kidneys are blood filtration and formation of urine. So, how the urine is processed forms by three different steps. Urine formation takes place by glomerular filtration, reabsorption and secretion. So, glomerular filtration, how it takes place? Ultrafiltration, it is called as ultrafiltration. The glomerular capillary blood pressure causes filtration of blood through three layers: endothelium of glomerular blood vessels, epithelium of Bowman capsule and basement membrane between these two layers. And the epithelial cells, podocytes of Bowman capsule, are arranged in intricate manner, leaving some minute spaces called filtration slits or slit pores. So, the epithelial specialized cells are called podocytes. Almost all constituents of blood plasma except the proteins pass on to the lumen of the Bowman capsule, right? So, all are filtered except proteins here. So, that only it is called ultrafiltration. Because of proteins are large molecules, about how much blood is going to be filtered. 1100 to 1200 ml blood is filtered by the kidneys per minute, and it is equal to 1/5 of blood pumped by the cardiac, 1/5 of blood pumped by the ventricles. So, cardiac output how much? 5000 ml. In that 1/5, 1000 to 1200 ml. The amount of filter rate formed per minute is called glomerular filtration rate, GFR, right? So, what is GFR? The amount of filter rate formed per minute is called glomerular filtration rate, GFR. So, what is the value of GFR? Normal GFR 120 ml, 125 ml per minute. So, how much filtrate is formed per day? 180 liters. So, filtrate means water. So, before formation of urine, filtrate is formed. Filtrate undergoes reabsorption and secretion. Finally, urine formation takes place, right? And next one, so here given how the there is absorption and the secretion processes takes place. So, it is present in the region of cortex, and remaining this is in the region of medulla, right? So, in the region of proximal convoluted tube, in the PCT, so what is takes place? In the LOH, what is takes place? And the DCT, what is takes place? In the collecting duct, what type of the changes are takes place, right? So, here the ascending limb is impermeable to water and allows to transport and electrolytes. Okay, wait, right. So, this is regarding about filtration. So, next one is reabsorption. 180 liters of glomerular filtrate is produced daily, but 99% of this reabsorbed by renal tubules only. So, here what happens? The filtrate formation is 180 liters, but we are going to release urine 180 liters, and no, 99% of filtrate is going to be reabsorbed by renal tubules. So, normal volume of urine is released 1.5 liters only, right? From the filtrate, glucose, amino acids, Na, sodium, etc. and are reabsorbed actively, and nitrogen wastages are absorbed passively, right? Passive reabsorption of water occurs in the initial segments of nephrons. So, by active reabsorption, glucose, amino acids and sodium, and passive reabsorption is nitrogen wastages, right? And next one, PCT reabsorbs most of the nutrients and 70 to 80% of the electrolytes and water, and simple cuboidal brush border epithelium of PCT increases surface area of reabsorption. In the PCT, maximum reabsorption takes place in the nephrons, where the maximum reabsorption takes place in the region of PCT. So, how much? 70 to 80%. What is the reason? Because of presence of cuboidal brush border epithelium. So, it increases the area of absorption. And in the loop of Henle, what type of reabsorption takes place? Loop of Henle reabsorption is minimum in ascending limb, and however maintenance of high osmolarity of medullary interstitial fluid. So, in the LOH, helpful for maintenance of high osmolarity in the interstitial fluid, and descending limb is permeable to water, but almost impermeable to electrolytes. It concentrate the filter rate, right? So, descending limb high permeable to water, so impermeable to electrolytes. Ascending limb highly permeable to electrolytes and impermeable to water, right? So the filtrate moves from here, filtration takes place from the blood, and filtrate moves through the PCT maximum absorption, enters into the DLOH and goes through the ALOH and enters into the DCT, and in DLOH only water is permeable, absorbs, and electrolytes are impermeable, and in ALOH only electrolytes are permeable and water is impermeable, right? Alright, next one. The ascending limb is impermeable to water but allows only transport of electrolytes, so the filtrate gets diluted, and in DCT conditional reabsorption of Na and water takes place. Conditional reabsorption means in the presence of hormones there is water and sodium absorption takes place. Collecting duct extends from the cortex to the inner parts of medulla. So collecting ducts extend from cortex to the inner part of medulla, and it absorbs a large amount of water to concentrate the urine. So where in the deferens where the large amount of water absorption takes place in the region of collecting duct. For what purpose? For the making of concentrate urine. Otherwise the more urine is releases through the urine, more water is releases through the urine, there is the electrolytes and water deficiencies takes place, right? It is allows passes a small amount of urea into the medullary interstitium to keep up the osmolarity. So in the diagram given here, so here urea is going to be absorbed from the collecting duct into the medullary interstitium. For what purpose? For the maintenance of osmolarity, right? This is regarding about secretion, and this is regarding about absorption. So what about secretion? Secretion means what? From medullary interstitium to the region of tubular part. Okay, absorption means tubular to medullary interstitium or cortex, and secretion means tubular part. Secretion means kidney to tubular part. So which materials are going to be secreted? That materials are presented inside the tubule and releases through the urine, right? That you need to remember. Cells of PCT and DCT maintain ionic balance and acid balance, pH of the body fluids, selective secretion of H+, K+, and H3 into the filtrate and absorption of HCO3 from it, right? So cells of PCT and DCT maintains ionic balance, acidic balance, pH body of the pH of body fluids, and selective secretion of H+, K+, and NH3. Which materials are going to be majorly secretes? H+, K+, and NH3, right? And HCO3 is also going to be absorbed, not secreted, right? Bicarbonates. Collecting duct maintain pH and ionic balance of the body balance of blood by the secretion of H+ and K+ ions. So collecting ducts, from the collecting duct onwards, collecting duct also which maintains pH and ionic balance of blood by the secretion of H+ and K+, right? H+, K+, and H3 are secreting, remaining all are maximum absorption takes place. And mechanism of concentration of filtrate, concentration of the filtrate, how concentrated urine formation takes place. Henle's loop and vasa recta to help to concentrate the urine. Loop of Henle and vasa recta help for formation of concentration urine. The flow of filtrate is two limbs of Henle's loop, and flow of blood through two limbs of vasa recta are in opposite direction. That is called counter current pattern, right? So here see, so this is loop of Henle and this one is vasa recta. In the loop of Henle, from where to where the filtrate is moves up to down, so from here to here. So this arrow marks shows the moving of the filtrate. So in the vasa recta shows the movement of the blood from here to here, right? So this is DLOH, this is ALOH, this is ascending limb of vasa recta, this is descending limb of vasa recta, this is ascending limb of vasa recta. This one is parallel to this. So this vasa recta is parallel to here. So you can observe descending limb of loop of Henle is parallel to ascending limb of vasa recta, and ascending limb of loop of Henle is parallel to descending limb of vasa recta. So you can observe here in this and this opposite direction, here and here opposite direction. That is called counter current mechanism. You got it or not, right? So here check it.